Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about how to find the slope from an equation. The first thing you need to know is that all equations are written in the form, it's called slope-intercept form, and it's y equals mx plus b, okay? This number you have in front of the m, in front of the x, m stands for the slope of the line. And whatever number you have hanging off the end of the equation, the b, that's the y-intercept. Okay, so in the first equation here, we have y equals 6x minus 3. The number that is stuck in front of the x is 6, so that's our slope, and the number that's hanging out by itself is negative 3. That's our y-intercept. Not bad. You try number 2. Okay, so now example 3. The problem is I cannot name m and I cannot name b until my equation looks like this. So I have to get the y by itself before I can name m and b. In example number 3, if you drew a line down your equal sign, the y is not by itself because that negative 5 is in your way. So before you can name m and b, you have to solve for y first. So solve for y first. Solve for y first. If y is by itself, then you can name the m and the b because then it's in the same form. So the first thing I need to do, remember, is we need to simplify everything we can. I need to distribute 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 2 is minus 6. There's nothing else I can do with that because there's no like terms. So I'm going to bring the other side down. Y minus 5. Okay, now my goal is to get the y all by itself, which means the minus 5 needs to go away. The opposite of minus 5 is to add 5. So you add 5 to both sides. Negative 5 plus 5 is nothing, so I have y by itself equals. I can't add the 3x to the 5 because they're not like terms. So keep the 3x, but I can add the negative 6 and the 5 because they're both just numbers. So negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1. So my slope, the number stuck to x, is 3. My y-intercept, the b, is negative 1. Got it? Okay, you try number 4. All right, example number 5. Again, I cannot name m and b until after I get y by itself. So draw a line down your equal sign. Now this is kind of weird because in order to get the y alone, I need to move the 4x and I also need to move the negative 5. We're going to move the whole 4x piece first. You do that by adding or subtracting. So first, you add or subtract the x, okay? If 4x is positive, then I'm going to subtract the 4x to move it over. 4x's minus 4x's is no more x's, so I have negative 5y on its own equals. On this side, now 20 and negative 4x are not like terms. I cannot put those together. So all I can do is write down what I have. I have negative 4x's, and I have positive 20. So we didn't really do any math. We just kept everything because they're not like terms, okay? Second, so my second step, to get the y by itself, I need to get rid of the negative 5. In order to break apart the negative 5 and the y, we're going to divide. So when your equation looks like this is called standard form. You first move the x by adding or subtracting, and then you divide. When you divide by negative 5, you have to divide every single piece. So negative 5 divided by negative 5 cancels and leaves me one single y. Negative 4 divided by negative 5. Now here's the thing about slope. Slope, as you learned when you counted on a graph, is usually a fraction. So if you're finding the answer for slope, you can either give a whole number answer or a simplified fraction answer. So if you do negative 4 divided by negative 5, that's not going to give you a whole number. So we're going to keep it a fraction. But a negative divided by a negative leaves you with a positive 4/5 x. 20 divided by negative 5 is a minus 4. Okay? My slope, the number stuck to x, is 4/5. My y-intercept, the number hanging off by itself, is negative 4. Okay? You try number 6. Okay, 7 and 8 are repeats of questions like 3 and 5. So I want you to go ahead and try those on your own also. And that should end the video.